with Feel It Still. Last leg of conversation with Sachin Kalbag, executive editor of the Hindustan Times.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
This is the World Health Organization, WHO's World Cancer Report. It has just been released, and the India numbers are not very heartening.
Well, I don't want to leave your show, Hrishi, on a somber note, but the World Health Organization's World Cancer Report is not very heartening. It's very, very discouraging, in fact. It says that 1 in every 10 Indians will get cancer at some point in their lifetime, and 1 in 15 of them will die of cancer. Now, this report has been released by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. It is part of the World Health Organization, and it was released yesterday. And the situation is not very good because, Indians seem to be, partly because of the population, of course, one of the highest rates of cancer development in the world. The kind of cancer treatment that we have, 1, 2, the access to treatment that we have, 3, and the cost of treatment. Those are the single, 3 most important factors in understanding, why there's such a huge fatality rate, mortality rate in the once you get cancer. So this report is quite detailed in the sense that it talks about all kinds of cancer, not just a specific 2 or 3. It also talks about how Indians are susceptible to certain kinds of cancer and why Indians need to be aware of these cancers and what Indians can do to prevent or even mitigate the kind of trouble that you'll have.
Now, the sharpest rise is in cancers of the breast and colorectum associated with being overweight, low physical activity, and a sedentary lifestyle. Cervical cancer rates have fallen, and that is heartening because of improved hygiene in most parts of the country, according to this particular report. Incident rates are the highest in Mizoram, where 1 in 5 men and women are at risk of developing cancer during their lifetimes, while in Barshi in Maharashtra, only 1 in 22 men and 1 in 18 women are at a lifetime risk. They're obviously doing something right there. There are books being written about a small village in Japan, and their philosophy of ikigai. Maybe it's time to go to Barshi in Maharashtra.
But that's one thing. But with 1.16 million deaths, 1.16 million cancer cases in the country every year, and close to 800,000 deaths every year, it's a serious endemic problem across the country. So it is not just about certain. Of course, the areas like Barshi will kind of upset the average. But you also have areas like Mizoram, where, like you pointed out, 1 in every 5 people have either contracted cancer or are susceptible to it. The biggest cause of cancer in India seems to be tobacco. That's the biggest risk factor, rather. So the cancer of the lung, the cancer of the throat, the cancer of the mouth, these are the 3 biggest concern areas because tobacco access is so easy across the country, and tobacco is cheap, especially chewing tobacco is cheap across the country. So the people who are not able to afford cigarettes, they tend to chew tobacco, which comes in a completely unfiltered form. Not that cigarettes are good anyway, but so there are these multiple factors that are at play here. Tobacco, as the World Health Organization's report points out, is the single biggest risk factor for Indians.
He's at Sachin Kalbag on Twitter, and there's HT Tweets and HT Mumbai, 2 handles that you can follow. Hey, see you next week. Take care.
Thank you so much, Hrishi.
Messages and back.